Want to talk to you a little bit about the market update. Here we are, December 31st, 2020, probably a year that most of us want to just kick behind us and almost forget never happened. But we have found ourselves in a very interesting real estate market where we have seen the lowest inventories we've seen in many, many years. Interest rates are also low, just creating this enormous demand in the marketplace. And I made a video back in March when COVID first hit about what my predictions were and the stability that I saw in the market even amongst a pandemic like COVID. Never would I have estimated or predicted that the market would not only rebound, but values would also appreciate to the extent that they have this year. And what we're seeing is that sellers are absolutely getting top dollar for their homes right now. And the reason that's happening is because we have seen such a low amount of inventory. And when we entered into the year, we already were experiencing low inventory. And when everyone kind of retracted because of COVID, that inventory even went lower. Now, on the flip side, we've got a market where we're seeing a lot of unemployment claims. Small businesses are really being challenged to stay open. The restaurant industry, the travel industry, retailers have all really had a very struggling year if they didn't have some type of online presence. And businesses got very creative to stay afloat. And unfortunately, a lot of businesses that we've seen in our neighborhoods have unfortunately closed as a result. So it's very interesting to see how the housing market has been, somewhat of a bright spot. And with mortgage rates being so low, that also was a bright spot because so many people refinanced. If you know a mortgage lender, they probably just experienced the best 6 months of their career the last 6 months because there were so many people taking advantage of what I would consider cheap money. Rates were, getting refinanced into the twos, mid twos, and even in some cases, depending on the loan scenario, the low twos. And it doesn't get any better than that. And when you're able to save money on your primary residence or an investment property through a refinance to a lower interest rate, that boosts the economy. That gives that person more money to spend out into the market. So it's been just kind of this wild roller coaster that we've all experienced this year. And, when we see certain industries, really struggling to survive in COVID, you see other industries like fitness for Peloton as an example, where they just quadrupled their sales, their stocks price has gone way up. You've got places like Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace, they've all done really, really well because people are starting to say, okay, if I'm going to be working from home, if I'm going to be stuck at home, what's important around me is I'm going to upgrade this, I'm going to upgrade that. And so those businesses have done really well during COVID. Restoration hardware, people were kind of like, okay, if I'm going to be at home, I'm going to upgrade my furniture. And restoration hardware has done very well this year. So it's been interesting to kind of see, certain industries do well. Small business has really probably taken a bulk of the hit along with the, travel industry and hospitality. So it's been great to see a lot of people support small business, really take an active approach to support small business. And it's also been encouraging to see how real estate, being that's the industry that we are, is a bright spot in all of this that's taking place. So if you are a seller, I would tell you we're 100% in a seller's market. There are so many buyers out there eager to purchase homes and are willing to pay a premium for those homes if it's brought to the market correctly. That's where we help you. So keep that in mind, but also if you're a buyer, it's also a buyer's market in the sense that rates are so low. In some instances, if you got pre-qualified a year ago at a higher interest rate, and you might be paying a little bit more for a home now, but at a lower interest rate, your payment may actually be lower, even though you're spending a little bit more money on a home. So we're kind of in this weird, is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? By definition, we're in a seller's market. Inventory is at the all-time low. Sellers are doing very well on selling their homes, but at the same time, there's no reason for a buyer not to take advantage right now of this cheap money, even though we are seeing appreciation just move at a very rapid pace that no one predicted. So again, I hope everyone is encouraged that 2020 is behind us. and 2021 is going to be a great year. It is going to be interesting to see with the vaccine now entering the market. I think, really first responders and kind of that first round of, vaccines have been dispersed, and we're now going into, the second phase, which here in California is appearing to be the most vulnerable folks right now, and predicted that probably in the March timeframe it's going to be kind of open season, if you will, to who wants to get the vaccine. But what that's going to do, that's going to create stability in the marketplace. And, as we see, the unemployment rate and jobs rebound, local businesses that have been able to come through, start to rebound, and, all that begins to kind of come together. And we see more inventory come to the market because maybe people who weren't comfortable selling their home with COVID in the market will now come to market. We'll start to see things start to shift. We might even see interest rates start to tick up as there's more certainty that enters the market. And really that's going to be what we will see happens to slow appreciation down as rates will come up a little bit and more inventory hit the market. If you're worried about, the market right now being anything like 2008, just know that it's completely different. Loans that are being made are actually being verified. Loans that are being made are being very carefully underwritten. And so we're not even in any remotely type of similar market. In 2008, inventory was at an all-time high, and right now we're at an all-time low. So a lot of moving parts. If you've got any specific questions around your real estate needs, don't hesitate to reach out to one of us here at Bear Flag Realty. And always check out our website, bearflagre.com. I wish you the happiest new year, and I wish you lots of success. And I hope that all the battles that you potentially faced in 2020 are well behind you, and we can potentially have a drama-free 2021. Talk soon.